Good evening, Twitch. Welcome, fam. All right, let's put that away. We might do more of that later. Hello, good evening. We have a short stream tonight. Let me close this door real quick. Tonight, as I kick my desk and almost knock everything over. So tonight I wanted to revisit the Libby for Overdrive app. That was something I discovered in the last stream that I did where we looked at the digital borrowing from libraries, because not enough people with Kindles realize that you can borrow books from your library on your Kindle. If you don't have a Kindle, the Overdrive app plus reading in a web browser was something that was a topic that I covered. But also Libby, which has been a thing for a while. It's been a supplementary app that I know that was pushed out and is connected to Overdrive. We discovered that in stream the other night, and I found that it was pretty phenomenal. So between, I think it was the last time I streamed, between Wednesday and today, I went ahead and installed it on my phone and gave it a shot, and I actually like it. There's a lot of things going on with Libby. It's very small install. I think out of the Android, the Google Play Store was only about 2.2 megabits or megabytes of data to install. It has its own reader built into it. So all the wonderful things that we covered in stream where we looked at how to read in a web browser is all done from within the app on Libby, and it's pretty impressively fast. I have the app set to not download any books, so it was basically like, just kind of like other media like Netflix or YouTube. It was streaming the data in as I was turning pages, and so we borrowed some books. I borrowed some audiobooks because audiobooks is kind of a new thing to me, so I went ahead and borrowed a couple of audiobooks to test that out with Libby. Libby can processes the audio from audiobooks as well. So we're going to look at that in my phone. So I'll display my phone like I have in the past. We'll also take a look at it in the Windows 10 app, so we can see what that looks like. I just installed the Windows 10 app before I went live, and so we'll take a look at what that means for us on a computer. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at it. I'm going to switch here to my phone. So here's my phone display, and we'll go ahead and launch the Libby app. Libby, kind of cute, short for librarian maybe, I don't know. So the interface is going to look pretty similar to what the Overdrive app looked like. So let me actually bring up Overdrive, and actually Libby will probably take your place right here, or perhaps I'll add a Libby shortcut to that group on my home screen on my phone. So here's the Overdrive app, and I can go to, again, I have 3 public library cards associated with this service. So if your public library subscribes to the Overdrive service, then you can add this app to it, or to your phone, or you can access this app on a web browser or from a computer, and really start checking out and borrowing digital books. So what we can see here is, and this is Overdrive. Okay, not significantly different than Libby. Let me toggle between the two. And for Libby, I'm going to stick in the Pierce County system. So what you can do from the get-go in Libby is the first thing you do is you associate your library card or cards with it. So I've done that already. I did that in stream Wednesday night. So you can always go back and click on Libby and change that if you want. You can also change her skin tone. Let's make her a little darker. Okay, so let's hide that. When you select a library system, you can set the default filters for what it's going to offer you right away. I don't like the fact that these apps are set to show you things that are not available. So I thought one of my default filters was available now. I could be wrong here. I could be remembering wrong. Let's see. I'm gonna go to my phone here. because that's explore. Oh, there, I think I clicked the wrong thing. I think I need to click, I clicked explore here to open this menu. I think you actually need to click preferences. Those two items belong on the same, they're on the same row in title bar, but they are different links. Okay, so I have my availability set to now. You can change the format to go any books or any format, or you can just go books, or you can just go audiobooks, whatever you want to be searching for. Languages, I'm only literate in English, so let's go ahead and filter for English, or filter for English. You can change your audience preference. I'm going to leave all audience genre or preferences availability or available, sorry, because I've got kids, so they do a lot of reading on our Kindles. Compatibility here, so let's stick with Libby because I don't want to talk about the Kindle today. We talked about the Kindle in great detail Wednesday night, so we're going to stick with Libby. As far as the Adobe compatible e-readers go, I don't know if that's EPUB format or if that's like some of these books might be in PDF. I have no idea. So, but I'm just gonna stick with Libby because tonight is about Libby. And I don't know about the default sort. Relevance, popularity, date added. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave that at the default. I'm pretty sure that if you leave that at the default, it probably offers you recommendations based on what you have checked out. I don't know if that's going to be based on what you have checked out across all libraries in the app, or if it's just based on what you have checked out at the particular library that you're viewing. So let's go ahead and apply preferences. So we'll do this. And here's what I did. I was showing this app to my classes Thursday, as a matter of fact, and we borrowed one of them had a question about the Harlem Renaissance, so we went ahead and searched for Langston Hughes. We found an audiobook on Hughes himself. Actually, it wasn't on Hughes. It was I think the title was Voices in Black Literature, Black American Literature. So let me go down here. I'm going to go ahead and click on the shelf. So this is the library interface. I'm going to go to my shelf, what I have checked out. Yeah, great African American literary voices. This is an audiobook because you could see the playback button. So I'm going to go ahead and click resume, and we're going to take a listen in onto the quality of what you get out of an audiobook.
The sunset. I've known rivers, ancient, dusky rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers.
Oh, look at that. I clicked on I clicked on the moon thinking that would put me in dark mode, but actually it's a sleep timer. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool. So you can adjust the reading speed.
Bethesda. I thought I saw an angel flying low. I thought I saw the flicker of a wing.
You can hide the interface.
Mulberry trees, but not again. Bethesda sleeps.
You can pull up a chapter
this
listing.
Pool that healed a host of bearded Jews does not awake. This pool that once the angels troubled.
So that's pretty impressive. Actually, let me play this back and then sleep the screen.
Does not move. No angel stirs it now.
So it'll continue to play back even if the device screen turns off.
The sick and bid the lame man leap.
So that I was pretty impressed with that. You know, you get all these ads for like, you know, install the Audible app, you know, rent some stuff or buy some audiobooks off Amazon. So of course Audible is through Amazon. But Libby handles the ebooks quite well here. And I'm sure if you borrow an ebook that is on Audible, then that probably wouldn't be an issue. I don't know what consequence that has on your Kindle. So I don't know if Audible is a thing that runs in a format that might, like an older Kindle like mine would have. I don't know. Maybe I should go get my Kindle and find out. You know what? Not tonight. We'll save that for another night. So here's another ebook, audiobook, Not Without Laughter. Is it an audiobook? No, it's not an audiobook. So we're gonna go in here and launch. This is an ebook, not an audiobook. So when we click on the title here, it'll expand and we can just start turning the page. Libby gives you reading preferences, so I have the dark background. We can pull up a chapter listing. Right, if you want to jump straight to, let's go to the table of contents. And let's not forget something here. I'm going to go back to OneNote. And the important thing to remember is another thing we learned in stream on Wednesday night was look what happens in OneNote when we launch the immersive reader. So Windows Shift S will take a screen clip. That's not what I wanted. That's what I want. So let's go Windows Shift S. We launch a screen clipping tool. Remember, this is not an ebook. However, not being an ebook would not stop us from launching a reader. And that messed up. I did this too soon. So this is actually a picture, a screen capture. So let's see here. I think I need to launch this in OneNote 2016. I believe I'm remembering now. So let's launch this in OneNote 2016. And we're going to right click on this. And we're going to make the text image, or text in the image, searchable. So let's go ahead and enable that. And now I can launch the immersive reader.
For Thursday afternoon, Hager had risen at sunrise. On Thursday days she did the Reinhardt's washing, on Fridays she ironed it, and on Saturdays she sent it home, clean and beautifully white, and received as pay the sum of 75 cents.
So obviously not with the poetic emphasis, the dramatic emphasis that we're looking for, but it's pretty damn good that I can take a book that's not even an ebook, right? So here we are right here. This is my phone. I can turn the page. We can do it again if we really wanted to. And notice I'm going to paste this, put this next screen clip into the same container. And hopefully it'll just recognize the whole thing as one continuous set of text. So we're going to do a screen clipping here of the next page. And why not? We can keep going. I'll turn to the next page. Okay, it didn't take, well, I don't know. Did it take it in the same container? I got confused here. It did, right? So it's launched the immersive reader again. That's a problem here. I forgot to remove the timestamp for the screen clip. So if we don't want that to disrupt our immersion in the audiobook, it's not an audiobook, I should say. Should probably stop calling it an audiobook. But we're making it an audiobook. That's the cool thing about this. And let's roll down here and find out. Yeah, here we go. You can see the transition between pages because of slightly larger gap between lines. And if we click.
For this service, Jimmy Lane received 4. Thursday afternoon, Hager had risen at sunrise. On Thursday days she did the Reinhardt's washing, on Fridays she ironed it, and on Saturdays she sent it home, clean and beautifully white, and received as pay the sum of 75 cents.
Did I must have accidentally screen clipped the same page in there twice. Maybe not. But either way, okay, so there's Libby. There's an ebook. We'll go back here. Here's a book, How to Lie with Statistics. Okay, so here are the options here within a book. So what I can do is I can tap here, and I can tell Libby to download it, but I'm fine with just streaming it. You know, my phone's connected to Wi-Fi. I have a good mobile data connection anyway. I'm not too worried about that. Check here. You can send to return loans library, right? This indicates whether or not you've already sent it to a Kindle. Let me I'll be right back. Let me go get my Kindle because I did that in the middle of class. I borrowed this book in a class, but I didn't have my Kindle with me. So let me go fetch my Kindle, and then we'll take a look at it. So what I want to know is, so Kindle has been pretty good about, with their Whisper Sync technology, they've been pretty good about synchronizing your progress across devices. What I want to know is Libby going to synchronize my progress across devices as well? So I'm going to go ahead and go into this How to Lie with Statistics book, and we're going to read it. So let's go in here, and I'm reading it, so to speak, not really reading it. I'm going to go into, we're going to hop to a chapter here. There's a fly in here, get out of here. Let's go to the GWiz graph. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give the server some time, the Libby server some time to recognize that this is where I'm at. I might even advance a couple of pages here. I am skimming this, by the way. Okay. And any self-respecting book on statistics, they're going to talk about misleading graphs anyway, so let's go back. And I'll just go back to my bookshelf, right? In fact, let's switch libraries. Why not? Okay, and then we'll minimize my phone. So what I'm curious about is this. Let's see here. I don't have my tripod to mount my phone, but I'll go ahead and display what I'm seeing here. Okay, so here is my Kindle. Let's wake you up. And let's go back home. This is a book that my daughter's reading. And there's a World of Warcraft book. I'm not seeing How to Lie with Statistics. It said it was sent. I'm not seeing it. was already a couple of days ago, so the Kindle has had plenty of time to synchronize. Maybe in the cloud? How to lie with statistics? So there was right there. It wasn't on the device yet. That's actually surprising because that's the first time I've okay, let's go back to device then. Okay, so let's open this. I wonder if it's going to take me straight to that chapter, and it didn't. It did not. So that's a little bit disappointing, because certainly... I mean, it's not that big a deal, I suppose. It's not the end of the world. I was hoping it would take us straight to the last page that we had read on Libby. But that's not the end of the world. I think it's still a pretty impressive set of services overall. Oops, hang on, my Wake Up tablet just went to sleep. Okay, so that's Libby. What I do expect is when we do away with the phone, we're gonna go look at the Windows 10 version of this app. Got it open right here. I do expect that synchronization to have occurred across other devices that are using Libby. So let's go to Pierce County, since that's where I borrowed How to Lie with Statistics. Actually, I want to know if I can go into a dark mode here as well. Oh, look at this. You can choose the download behavior, automatically download nothing. Only download stuff that I tell it to. Okay. Okay, I don't think I can go dark mode here, but it'll go dark mode when I launch the reader. So let me go to my shelf and How to Lie with Statistics. Let's read you. Now this is the first time I've launched a book in the Windows 10 app, so I did not expect it to recognize my reading preferences. So why don't we see if we can get into those right now. This is taking much longer than I expected it to. It's on my phone. I don't feel like I would have had to wait this long. So, okay. Ooh, here we go. So, okay, so there we go. It did take us back to where we were in the app. That's what I expected. You can see here, just kind of clicking in the upper right-hand corner gave bookmark the page automatically. Okay, did not expect that. So I tap near the top, near the center. I have a slider bar here that I can just use to slide across. That's kind of a clumsy way to skip across chapters in a book, because of course it's much more elegant to use the chapter skip listing here. But I do want to go into my reading settings and tell it that we want the dark theme. Oh, that's much more beautiful. Sepia is alright, but I prefer dark. Oh, well, that's interesting. I think these are different font types. There's legible, there's scholar, there's paperback. That's interesting. I'm going to leave it where it was at legible. We talked about this open dyslexic font. That's fascinating. That's important for people with disabilities to have options. And I'm going to click done. So it's laying this out here. So obviously the big gap in the middle indicates a split between pages. So when we hide all of our options here, then it gives us more text across more area of the screen vertically. We would click and drag to flip pages. If you have a touch screen, this probably just requires a swipe of the finger. The laptop I'm using has a touch screen, but the screen is flipped shut and I'm docked to a 2-monitor setup here, so I don't have a touch screen, which is fine. And when I bring this menu back up, I can go straight to my shelf. I can go switch libraries if I want, or maybe not. No, it goes back to the library. And Libby's giving me a tip. Look up how many pages are left in the chapter and see your progress towards 100%. Oh, pretty cool. I don't care right now, though. So, yeah, I don't want to belabor this. I think that's a pretty impressive, and I love how the app performs. I liked the way that it looked and laid out on my phone. I liked the feel of it. When I was using Overdrive the other night, and when I've been using Overdrive for the better part of 11 years, maybe 11 years, I think. I don't know however long that I've known about it. I've been a huge fan of it, but the Libby app just takes it to the next level. I mean, they're tightly integrated. They might even be provided by the same publisher or distributor. But if I were to go in, for instance, and try to read in browser, so here's the World of Warcraft cookbook. I don't think we did this in stream the other night, but let me go and show you what this looks like when we read it in a browser. And actually, let me isolate the phone here. Let's minimize everything but the phone so we can focus on that. So it's launching in Chrome Mobile, and this works decently well. I had always been impressed by this, using it on a phone. Let me hang on. I have Streamlabs gone away. And move this so that it's not okay. So I can just turn pages, and it works. You know, it's impressive in the web browser. I've always been impressed by how well it performed. And let's go to the Honeybread, for instance. It'll skip chapters straight to the Honeybread, and then I can just go ahead and take a look at the recipe itself. Oh, love the font that they have here in this World of Warcraft book. I don't have my preferences set here, so let's go to this dark theme, but I do love that font that they have in this World of Warcraft cookbook. I'm actually going to have to cook one of these things here in the coming week. So that's how it functions from Overdrive tied to a web browser, right? But if you look within Libby, let's go to the same book in Libby. If we just read this book in Libby, it's just a little bit more seamless. See, you don't have to leave the app. So exiting and going back to your bookshelf, or exiting and going back to another title or to another library is a little bit more seamless within Libby. So yeah, definitely check that out. Download it. Log into your public library card and have access to books. We covered the audiobooks. We covered converting text into audio format through the immersive reader in OneNote. Like I said, I don't know how much more awesome this could get for us, folks. Like, the world of information is at our fingertips, and I'll come out and say this right now for those of you who are like, I have to have the book in my hands. I love the smell of the pages and this and that. I get that, right? So the collection you have available in your Overdrive collection at your public library is vastly inferior to what's actually in the library, right? But let's look at the advantages to doing digital books versus physical books. One, the first advantage is 24/7, right? Your library might have a couple of off days where they take a weekend, so to speak, and usually the weekend's not Friday, Saturday, Sunday. To a lot of public libraries, they realize, and a lot of public libraries recognize a weekend is when a substantial number of their patrons are going to access. So sometimes public libraries' weekends are Monday, Tuesday. Your Overdrive database or your Overdrive collection of libraries at your public library is, as long as you have an internet connection and as long as their servers are running, it's available 24/7. So if you're reading a book in a series and you finish it at 8:30 on a Sunday night, jump right into Libby and search for the next title in the series. In fact, we can do that right now. I mean, my daughters love the Whatever After series. We'll probably buy the digital versions of them. But let's search for Whatever After. They're in high demand, so the libraries in my area always purchase a substantial number of digital copies, but they're almost always waitlisted. And if you're not familiar with it, Sarah Lanowski, I hope I'm saying your last name correctly. Love you. So if I'm saying it wrong, then forgive me. But she's taking all these classic fairy tales and giving them a modern spin. Oh wow, Pierce County, you disappoint me. You have two two books. Okay, we're gonna switch to King County, and you're gonna see here. Are we in King County? Oh, that's why. Yeah. See, my preference is it's only showing me what's available. So there are so many. Here, let's do this. Let's go everything. Apply. Search again for Whatever After, because there are a lot of books in this series. She gives all these classic princess fairy tales a more modern twist on them. And I won't spoil too much, but it's it follows the adventures of a brother and sister where they have a grandmother who was a literature professor, and so they're familiar with both like the Disneyfied versions of these fairy tales, these princess stories, and they're also familiar with the actual original literature, whether it's a grim. Hey, Chloe. Dogs, gotta love your dogs. So yeah, you can see all these and these. Now that I turned off the available now filter, you can see there are so many books in this series, and I don't think we've read the most recent one. But she churns out, I think, one or two every year. I think she releases one every November, and then another one in April. But you can see here, like I have to place a hold on a lot of these if I want to check them out, even though there's a lot of copies available for just about each of these. But so you can see, so I'll probably end up buying these books because we've read almost all of them, I think. Let me see. There's one we haven't read. We've read Once Upon a Frog. And we've read Sugar and Spice. We've read the Aladdin one. And we've read Sleeping Beauty. And we've read Rapunzel. Yeah, we've read all these. Two Peas in a Pod, number 11 in the series. We haven't read that one. Dream On, we've read. First of all, we've read Abby in Wonderland, we've read. That was a special edition release. So yeah, Two Peas in a Pod. So I'm going to go ahead and place a hold on this one. And while we're at it, let's switch libraries and search again for it. Let's go ahead and sort by available now. Fairest of All. Sugar and Spice. Nope. Not the one we're looking for. And then last but not least, we'll go to Pierce County. Available now. Search for Whatever After. I'm looking for Two Peas in a Pod. And it's not available, so I'll maintain my hold. And actually, you know what? Let's be assertive about this. I'm going to... Here's how to get what you want a little bit quicker. So let's go ahead and remove the filter. Search for Whatever After, Two Peas in a Pod. And we'll place this one on hold as well. This one's an audiobook. I'm just going to place it on hold in all 3 library systems, because why not? And then it's as soon as it's available in one of them, we've got it. And then it's just not available in Tacoma. So that's Libby. That's Libby with the immersive reader. That's Libby with on the mobile app. That's Libby in the Windows 10 app. I guess the only thing we have left to do is to find out if Libby works within a web browser. Probably not. I'm gonna guess not, but let's find out. So we're gonna go to the King County Library website, and I'm going to log in off screen here so you all don't see my library card number. Mm-hmm. Yeah, her collar's right there. All right, so I'm gonna see if Libby is available in a web browser. So let's go to the ebook section of my library's web page. Let's go to Libby app from Overdrive. It's probably just gonna take us to the place where you install the app. Get the app on a phone or tablet. Okay, that's fine. That's what I expected. I expected that to just link us to the app itself. So let's go to Overdrive here. We should look at RB Digital magazines, but not quite yet. I have to create an account. So I thought I had already created an account. So I went to RB Digital and installed it on my phone for tonight's stream. And maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll take a quick break and then create an account. But let me go to this World of Warcraft book. Open it once more in a web browser. It's synchronized. That's pretty responsive, actually. That's pretty snappy. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. I don't think this works any worse than the Libby app itself. Tell you the truth, without installing the Libby app. But again, the advantage of Libby is, so I'm here at King County's website, and that's how I got here. Libby has the integration between all the other libraries. Hang on, let me let this dog out the bedroom. Go get it. So angry. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it. I think that'll do. I don't think I have anything else to show in stream tonight. We might hop on to, and we did some with the immersive reader. Let me go back to my checklist here. Get my glitter pen. So we revisited Libby. I love it. Install it. Use it. And then check out, like, the main thing for you to expand your reading options is you got to take advantage of that full, to the fullest that you can. You got to take advantage of your local public libraries reciprocal borrowing list. So if you're not familiar with, let's go ahead and find that within King County, for instance. See, they're pushing Libby hard. You can see this advertisement right here. They're advertising and really pushing people to use Libby, and that's great. You know, libraries should be stewards of information distribution. So what I'm interested in is this. I'm interested in Because where did I go here? Okay, let's go to books and more. Yeah, this is the Overdrive interface for King County. This is the main library page. So what I'm interested in, let's go books and more. Services. Okay, so interlibrary loan. Oh, look at this. Museum passes. Okay, so we'll talk Tacoma after this. I'm just curious about this. This is, most people don't realize this, that libraries do this for you. I might not qualify for this because I don't actually live in King County. I have a King County card through Reciprocity with the library system where I live. So if you look here, there's a series of museums all across the region, and you can see that includes one that's located in Tacoma where I live. So through my Tacoma Library card, I can get a pass here anyway. So through the library, and again, this is a library loan, right? You can get a pass that admits 2 adults and up to 4 children that are under age 18. The pass is valid for a single entry on any day within 7 days of the date for which your pass is registered. And you can print it. Printed or digital pass required for entry. So that's pretty cool. You can print it from home. Passes are not valid during the annual model train festival. Okay, that's fine. On the 3rd Thursday of each month, it's free admission anyway, so you don't even have to do this. You just have to have an active library card for registration. You can register up to 2 weeks in advance. And then new passes become available at 2 p.m. each day. That's pretty impressive. So there's other things here. You can explain. This is a cultural thing, right? You can just go out and just kind of see what's available. And look at this, the Museum of Flight. Okay, normally like a $12 or $16 admission. Through having a King County Library card, again, a pass that gets 2 adults and 2 youth, open during regular hours, but not in special exhibitions. That's fine. Charges may apply to some interactive experiences. Children under 4 are free anyway. One pass per library card holder per month. You can't just go there every day. Active library card required for registration. Okay, same thing. Seattle Art Museum. They have a monthly free day available as well, right? I thought they did. I thought theirs was the first, Tuesday. When was this? The first Thursday? The 3rd Thursday of each month for the History Museum. Seattle Art Museum. The Aquarium. Seattle Aquarium. Museum of Pop Culture. This is formerly known as Experience Music Project. Wow. This is pretty impressive. So I can go there once per month as well for free. I mean, we paid to go there this summer, and I think the admission for 5 or 6 of us was $66 or $70. I could have gotten in for free. Okay, so that drug me off track a little bit. So let's go back here. In Tacoma, I have the same thing. I got the History Museum, but I also can visit the Museum of Glass. So I take my kids to the Museum of Glass 2 or 3 times a year. We've never paid. We've always gotten in for free. Okay, so let's go again. Books and more. Interlibrary loan is where this conversation started. Let's go here. Oh, and there's all my info. That's great. Okay. Let's go back. It's not what I wanted. That's not what I was looking for. Museum passes, personalized records. I was looking for library reciprocity. So let's do this off screen just in case. Can't believe I flashed all my personal info there, but that's okay. Not the end of the world. Get a library card, downloadable application, so you can apply online. That's not what I was looking for necessarily. Interlibrary loan, library cards, meeting rooms, information and research. Suggesting a purchase. This information that I'm looking for used to be much easier to find. Okay, let's just search for reciprocity. Reciprocal borrowing. Maybe they've changed it. Maybe they've changed the way that they handle that. Let's Google it. I'm just going to search for reciprocal borrowing for King County. Library cards. Oh, here we go. Which Washington counties and libraries have reciprocal borrowing agreements? Here we go. The following counties and library systems have reciprocal borrowing. So most public libraries will have a listing like this somewhere, and I found it in the information under library cards. So I can get library cards in any of these counties just by way of having a King County card. Pretty impressive. And then if I go to Tacoma, they'll have a similar such list. So good stuff. All right, so stream. I think I'm done for the night. I might go live with some gameplay on the PS4 later. I don't know. So, but thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Oh, very pretty. Daughter has face makeup. But yeah, thanks for being here. I know it's a little bit of a niche kind of a stream for Twitch. But I'm just getting started here. So you know, that's Libby. Kind of weird to see a math teacher promoting literacy in this way. So so yeah, that was a short 2-topic stream for today. I think. I mean, I don't know. Depending on how quickly my audience expands, I'm gonna start promoting around in the places where I actually encounter people. So hopefully, starting perhaps the next stream and a stream after that, I can start taking some live intervention questions. So yeah, thank you for being here. I appreciate it, and you know, I wish I could follow or host somebody, but I'm not there yet. So I think I'll just end the stream, and we will see you next.